Good evening, folks. Wally here, and today we're going to be watching episode 6 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Last time was a really good episode. I had tons of fun with it. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction to it as well. And this time we're gonna. I just want to go. I yapped a lot on the last one. I don't have much to yap about this one. Y'all know my theories from the last episode, so let's just jump right into it. I want to see what this conversation between Sukuna and Yuji looks like. Let's jump right into it. We're in a. Is this inside Yuji's ribcage? Like, is this like actually like the place? Innate domain. Okay. Okay, so he's using his death as a bargaining chip. Okay.
2
Of course he's evil. That's what they've been telling you.
Sucker
punch, bro.
Okay.
Uh-huh. The boomers need to be thrown out. Okay. Okay. Mm. He wants to change the system. Okay, Hakari and Okotsu. I don't know which one is which. I'm gonna assume that the guy on the left is Hakari, the guy on the right is Okotsu. Okotsu, who is overseas, and Hakari, who I imagine is the one that's suspended. Worse. Okay, so we just resolved that. Okay, he has no idea about the agreement, and Sukuna apparently has non-fighting 1 minute of control over him. So we're just going to pretend he's still dead. Shoko, okay, that's her first name. Oh, that's a really interesting twist. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Stealing Gojo. Okay. Prison realm. Yogo. Dude, what the fuck, dude. This Jogo, okay, Jogo Gojo, that's not lost on me. But holy shit, that was an we need to talk about that in the discussion. I'm paging that for the discussion. Ghetto, okay, Ghetto is the name of the guy, the mystery person. What the fuck is Panda doing? Exactly my question. Okay, falling practice. Oh, she's going to be so cool with the stick.
今覚えるべきは呪力のコントロール、そして呪術に関する最低限の知識だね。どうしたの？いや、やっぱ修行つけてもらうなら五条先生がいいと。
Okay.
呪力を電気、術式を家電に例えようか。電気だけじゃちょっと使い勝手悪いでしょ。だから家電に電気を流して様々な効果を得るわけ。
Uh-huh. Pure cursed energy got fired off in a blast into a curse technique to activate it and twist a can. Kind of like a blender? Okay. Okay, so it's something that's genetic. 20%, you have 20%. Kamehameha. Okay, she's a shonen junkie. Okay, so he's... 逆に大きく感情が触れたとき、磁力を無駄遣いしないようにもね。Okay. 訓練方法はいくつかあるけど、ユージにはかなりしんどいものをやってもらうよ。どんな？映画鑑賞。Oh. That's a really interesting way. Terrible French movies. The emotions that they build up inside you. Okay. Oh. Doesn't receive a consistent flow of energy. Okay, so he has to use the movies that generate emotions to make cursed energy. Thrillers, exciting ones, all those emotions. Sukuna thought he was well and truly capable of beating them. Yeah, I should have commented on that. I did take note of that. Oh. なんとかなりそうです。死んでる時、スクナと話したかい？話？心臓を治すにあたって条件とか契約を持ちかけられない。He doesn't remember. ああ、なんか話した気がするけど、思い出せねえんだよな。そうか。Okay, Gojo knows there's a pact. Doesn't know the terms of it, but he knows that it was made to be forgotten. Jogo is so dead. Okay, so this is where he's as strong as 8 or 9 Sukuna's fingers. Jogo's really powerful. Okay. Episode 6 was a lot more setup, but I really enjoyed everything that happened. A lot of setup and a lot of just progressing the plot. The themes are not that prominent in this show. There's not much to be said about thematics because, you know, some episodes are just going to be built up and setting up the world and setting up pieces, setting up the conflict. So there's not going to be anything too thematic to talk about in these episodes, I feel. Not until the climax, at least. So let's talk about the actual plot that happened because a lot was set up. So we got the names Ghetto, Jogo. Jogo is the volcano fire guy who is apparently as strong as a Sukuna with six, eight, or nine fingers. So he's really powerful in that case. Like eight or nine fingers, that's a lot. Like that, there's like 20 Sukuna fingers. So he's like half as powerful as like max power Sukuna, which is insane. And I think we just saw kind of like his domain expansion or something, like everyone just being set literally on fire. I was expecting these characters, Ghetto and Jogo and the other guy, the one that we can't understand. I was expecting them to be like almost in the background the whole season until like at the end where they kind of like create a major incident, but this was a major incident. Like I assume there's going to be like a Jujutsu sorcerer on the scene seeing this. We just got like Jogo attacking Gojo at the end there, so like it's way less subtle than I expected it to be. Yuji's back. I really enjoyed that part with Yuji and Sukuna, and I'm not sure. Like Sukuna's reason for keeping Yuji around seems to be that like Megumi Fushiguro is like incredibly powerful in his assessment, and whatever he was going to do in that scene was going to be like insane, and so Sukuna kind of wants to stick around to see what Fushiguro can do, which is kind of wild that Fushiguro is like apparently like that amazing. He is a prodigy. Like we just saw him just figure a technique out, and he's beginning to question like, is he just capable of beating special grades? Like, is he like Gojo 2.0 kind of deal? But I really enjoyed the terms of the pact that was set up with the Yuji and Sukuna. So the terms that I understand them are that Sukuna can say enchant from within Yuji at any point, and that gives him 1 minute of control over Yuji. And in that 1 minute, he cannot attack any friends of Yuji or kill anyone. That's the first term. And the second term of the pact was that Yuji will not remember that such a pact exists. So Yuji has no idea that Sukuna has this kind of like almost sleeper agent inside him kind of deal going on where he can just take over at his behest. So I am that's a really interesting way to go about it, and I'm really glad that the show is going this way about it, because I'm really tired of like the cohabitation storyline with things like Naruto. Hmm. So I really appreciate that this story is willing to let me know and is willing to go there, that these two are fundamentally diametrically opposed and they cannot be friends. There's no redeeming Sukuna. I hope so, at least. But we got Yuji back. Gojo is going to keep Yuji's records as dead so that people just think he's dead and they don't like target him again or put him in situations where he's gonna die again until he's trained enough. Speaking of the training, we got a big expansion of the power system. So let's talk about that. So the way I understand it is that you have the raw cursed energy that you can like pass, like use as like energy blasts, or you can channel that energy into a technique, and the technique can be like anything, like twisting a can or setting things on fire or creating beasts out of shadows or empowering nails or anything like that. Like, so a technique is basically you molding your aura, for lack of a better word, your cursed energy into creating different um effects. And from what it seems like and what Gojo said, it's 80% talent, so it's all like hereditary and genetic. And what he's banking on is Sukuna, because he's fused with Yuji. Sukuna's curse techniques are going to be infused into Yuji's genes, pretty much. Like he's going to become one with Sukuna over time, and the curse techniques will engrave themselves on his body. So that's kind of a nice little power escalation. I like that they mentioned that the two others, Fushiguro and Nobara, are bad at physical combat. Like they are not good at hand to hand combat and close combat. They excel at using curse techniques. So their training arc is making themselves strong physically, while Yuji is built different. He's just good physically. He's a savage in a close fight, and that's what Gojo said, is that like I fear a savage hand-to-hand fighter more than someone that has like really good techniques, because like he has really good techniques, and techniques are more like gimmicks, while physicality and physical fighting and close combat capability is a matter of strength and just overpowering them. And it's kind of like you kind of see these sorcerers as being more about using their techniques and stuff, and kind of being like a mage in a video game, like firing spells from a distance. But as soon as a melee comes into range of them, they're out of option. Then they're suddenly getting punched in the face, and they don't have a counter for that. Like, imagine Jujutsu sorcerers are fighting. One of them just pulls out a gun and fires. Like, that's the kind of shit I'm thinking of. Or one of them just pulls out a fucking knife and slits the throat. It's like, it's not something that you expect to happen, but it's like, how do you deal with that? Like, can a curse stop something like that? Like, is your hyper specialized curse technique built to handle just raw physicality? So I like that Yuji is going to be provide us that aspect in the team when the tournament arc happens. Ghetto is interesting. I'm not sure what Ghetto's end game is. He's just facilitating apparently human genocide on behalf of the curses. Like, I don't know why he's doing it. Like, is it just for the love of the game? Does he have a deeper motive? Is he Fushiguro's dad, like my crackpot theory last week suggested? I have no idea, but I am interested to see. I could not tell you where the story is going. The prison realm was something that was brought up. So they don't want to kill Gojo. They want to seal him in there because they don't want to risk a direct confrontation and potentially dying to Gojo. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen to Jogo. Like, is Jogo gonna survive this, or is this going to be like a moment to show off Gojo's power and his domain expansion, whatever that may be? We have these innate domains, which are kind of like the inner world of a curse. So that was interesting. The cursed womb had that as well. It projected its inner domain into the whole prison. We had Fushiguro question Maki on why she saves people, but she's not about that. So like, we are seeing that like people are motivated by different things, and Fushiguro's main motivation is kind of like being a justice keeper, like a judge kind of deal, like saving good people. And this is something interesting, is that he he makes moral judgments on the people that he saves. Like, he deems them whether they are worth saving or not. Yuji is the opposite of that. Yuji saves everyone. Yuji does not care about how good of a person is and whether they deserve to be saved. While Fushiguro is the opposite of that, where he weighs whether this person is worth to be saved. We saw that with the Okabe person that whose mother he gave the tag to, is that he did that because Yuji really wanted to save him, but Fushiguro didn't, because he was a bad person. He was did some really bad stuff. But like, that's kind of an opposing ideal situation between these two characters, and I wonder if it's eventually going to come to a head between them. But yeah, so that's kind of their dynamic, and thematically that's the strongest thing that I can point out in these episodes, is that Fushiguro weighs your morality and your goodness in how much he will expend effort to save you, while Yuji will just save you outright. That's kind of a difference there. Besides that, it was a pretty good episode. I really liked what they did with movies. Like, cursed energy training is going to be about you experiencing and being able to kind of almost at a like subconscious level, almost consciously, no, not subconscious, like consciously, just trigger micro emotions in yourself, and then use those emotions to create cursed energy and channel it. So you need to be able to first kind of bring up those emotions on command, or use whatever emotion you're feeling in the moment and be able to weaponize that. So regardless if it's a positive or negative emotion, be able to harness and use that energy to channel a curse kind of deal. And that's what this training is about, is like the teddy bear is going to react whenever it stops receiving cursed energy. So Yuji has to learn to be able to use any kind of emotion that he feels across whatever movies he's watching to channel that much cursed energy and flow and keep the teddy bear placated. So that's his training arc, which is really interesting. I'm really curious to see where this is going to develop and how this is going to develop, and especially with the pact and now Gojo being attacked. I'm really interested to see where this is going. But that's all I had for this episode. See you next time. Bye bye.